Okay, we're recording.
Oh boy.
This is our honest review of Elder Scrolls Online, and it's going to be really shitty, but I hope someone enjoys this.
We're gonna be really shitty, but you know, it might work, it may
It's
not.
going to be shitty, but it might be goody. I don't know. Where do you even start?
We're gonna start at
Should we start with the good, the bad, or the ugly?
obviously the ugly.
Okay, first of all, this game. There's nothing really ugly.
No. Not
Okay,
really.
well, we'll go to the bad. I just want to. I have a better time complaining about stuff than
Unless if you want to look
complimenting
at
stuff.
unless if you want to look at Cadwell's face, and there's that.
Oh wow,
His
damn.
complexion is just yikes, but you know, he's a good lad.
Bad things regarding ESO. Well, first of all, I hate the system that I just learned regarding guilds. I don't know why you need to put in an application like it's a freaking like you got to put in a resume just to get in a guild. I think that's really stupid.
The application's okay.
I mean, like,
It seems alright.
just let me join, man. I like a Discord, bro. Let me just join the server with no extra steps. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my complaints regarding this game. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, at some point we gotta join one, so I may as well try it.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a bad thing.
What's an?
One thing I know that I definitely don't like with this game, though, is like some of the options for my character. You know, I usually like to be a good person, but at the same time too, it's a bit weird with the dialogue choices.
Yeah.
Because sometimes my character can be a straight up douche.
Yeah, your character just will be
At
mean
times.
for no reason, and
Though not all the time though. Sometimes it's actually pretty funny. Like sometimes she could be savage.
one of my complaints is that you only. This is similar to what you said, but you only really get one dialogue option when someone like says something, and the only other times you get multiple dialogue options is when you get like a major decision, which one doesn't even sometimes like affect the outcome, and then two, you'll get multiple dialogue options when you just want to ask additional questions that aren't related to like you don't have to.
Well, don't
ask
forget
them.
about don't forget about the intimidation and the persuasive stuff though.
Yeah.
I noticed like between like with Skyrim and this game, with intimidation or persuasiveness, you know, you have a chance at it in Skyrim, but in this game, it works across the board.
I know what you mean. I don't like that.
Which I guess makes it just easier for, you know, to get through certain stuff. Especially if you don't want to pay any money to certain NPCs or whatnot.
That's usually how it's like intended, but I don't like that sometimes the
Yeah, but it makes it
persuasion
feel too
effect
easy, though.
doesn't have like an effect on the mission. Sometimes it's just like different dialogue, and that's about it.
Oh, I think that was the other thing that was bad about this game, though. That I noticed like just the repetitiveness of just how the characters act or whatnot.
Like the writing is very repetitive, like you said, because you always get like betrayed or something, or you know. And I'm not saying like every storyline is bad, but some are kind of
mainly
lackluster.
just like choices, though. I noticed there was some choices. There's a lot of choices in this game where you know there's there could be a right and a wrong, but if you look at it later, you actually realize that it doesn't matter what you choose.
Yeah.
So like the whole, you know, fear of this character may die or that person may die, it doesn't really come to you because it's like, well, it didn't really matter what I chose. But then again, that can happen at some certain points of the game, so
Yeah.
it's not all that bad though.
There's also like way too much talking sometimes, to where it's more talking and less like playing. That's one of my complaints.
See, I mess around with that a lot, but in reality, I actually don't really hate it. I
Uh,
don't really hate it too much. I'm a very talkative person.
oh, and I don't
I
think
know
this
for
game is bad. I'm just saying the
I
complaints really.
know you said you were. You said did you think that the game was bad? I was just saying that the whole talking perspective though. I mean, it just adds more information if you want to know.
Well, there's like a
And
lot
certain
of.
characters I actually like that actually do that.
Well, there's quite a like
And
few
again,
complaints.
like I said, I'm a very talkative person,
Yeah,
and it's not meant for everybody. I know not a lot of people are talkative. They just want to get through missions and get something done.
I just
But for me, I like to question things a lot. So there's that.
I just don't really like like there's a lot of little things that I dislike about this game, but they're not like significant enough to me to like call this game like mediocre or anything. Not at all. It's just there's a lot of little bad things that really only amount to one somewhat annoying thing. Like it's not that big a deal. A lot of my
Right.
complaints is like the storyline, but storylines like the storylines are pretty good. Some suck, some are fine, and then the side missions are kind of like okay, I guess.
So how'd it go today?
Went fine.
I'm gonna guess everything's fine in that regard, though. But the whole questioning thing doesn't really bother me too much. Because again, like I said, it just adds an extra information for the game if you want to learn something new. Especially if you haven't played a lot of the games of the Elder Scrolls series. So then it makes sense to just continue with just like asking questions about certain things. Though that
Yeah.
was kind of a pet peeve for mine though. Like since I'm a Khajiit, apparently I have to ask questions about my Khajiit culture and whatnot. And it's like, well, I'm already a Khajiit, so like why would that matter?
Yeah.
Like wouldn't I already technically know? And you know, it bothers me a little bit, but honestly, I don't look at it too much of a complaint though, because I get why they do that.
I mean, some of my
And I'm not
feelings.
gonna lie, even then I didn't know some of the stuff on here, so I mean, I'm glad I questioned a lot with this game.
Well, I really like this game because it expands on the lore. Because I've only played Oblivion and Skyrim, and I didn't look at every single little nook and cranny. So it's nice to get some extra lore and go to so many different places on Tamriel to really understand everything. I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much complaints with this game. Like I said, just the storyline a little bit. The gameplay, it plays like an MMO. I don't have an issue with the gameplay at all. But I guess the champion points are kind of confusing-ish. It's just like you might worry that like you're not picking the right thing, but I haven't had much trouble with it. You just pick what you want. Really.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. You just pick what is best for you and your build.
Yep. And me, I want to go for just as much damage and stamina as I can.
I thought you'd be more like a heavy type.
That's what I'm kind of going for. That's why I'm two-handed, and that's why I wear heavy armor. But, I mean, what we're doing right now, even, which is really freaking loud, oh my gosh. Anyway.
I like my ears.
Yeah, anyways. Stuff like this, too, like just, little events you can do, like the Oblivion Gates. I just like doing them with other people, and I've even, like, just messaged people and they said something. Pretty cool. And I mean, like, not everyone, like, there's a lot of people who don't really respond on this game, but, there's a lucky few who do.
Yeah.
The community, kind of toxic. I mean, but that's every MMO. But there's still nice people.
Kinda toxic. I mean, like, they're only toxic if you, like, talk to them in, like, places like Oradon and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the heart
But
of
I
the
mean,
toxicity right now.
they really just mind their own business most of the time, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, and then, like I said, there's those, like, there's still those good people in the community.
They're doing their own thing, so I wouldn't really mind.
I can't really speak on the PvP though.
Yeah, if you can ever even get into it. Besides the whole dueling thing, like, you can't even get to the freaking battlegrounds, dude.
Yeah, but
Nobody playing battlegrounds at all? No? Okay.
I don't know. Battlegrounds might just be dead.
But I mean, we already tried it before, and look what happened there.
Yeah, difficulty getting in battlegrounds. That's I guess another complaint I have, but you know, it's it's not like something I'm freaking need. I need to breathe in the battlegrounds because it sounds so interesting. It's just like the basic stuff like team deathmatch. Oh boy.
Well, I also have it as a quest, so I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, which I don't like that it's there either, and I don't want to abandon the quest because I don't want to have to go find it again.
Yep.
But I still want it gone nonetheless. But another thing, what was something good I want to say? Oh, I like the dungeons. We haven't really done many dungeons, but the one that we did complete was very fun, and I know that when we get like strong enough to complete more of them,
Second half of it.
yeah, the second half of the dungeon we're doing. Like I think dungeons are fun and stuff you can just hop on the game, be like, hey, you wanna run a dungeon? Simple stuff like that.
Dungeon.
Dungeon.
Gungeon.
That's a great game. Enter the Gungeon is a good game, but off topic.
What do you mean, off topic? Good people in Gungeon.
Good people in Gungeon. I like that you can visit pretty much almost any area in Tamriel. Not all of them yet, but hopefully. It's very fun.
Well,
Oh wait, I forgot to
I mean,
complain
that
about the
still
biggest thing
sucks
in
that
this game.
there's still no like camera mode for me, so I'm upset about that still. Except
Yeah,
for
there needs to be a
screenshot mode,
camera
but that's
mode.
not too much. I'll just hide your UI and everything. But that's all it does.
I'm upset that. Oh yeah, my biggest
Especially when
complaint.
there's like a bunch of beautiful places around the areas.
Yeah,
Like
that
even in
too.
Oradon, like that. This place looks pretty. I'm gonna take a picture of it, but it's not how it works.
My
You can only
biggest
do so
complaint
much.
about the game has to frickin' be the microtransactions.
Hmm.
Like, oh my gosh, dude. Let me just go to the Crown Store real quick. Yeah, there's literally like houses worth like $80. That's actually insane. I mean, you and me have the subscription. I think the subscription thing is fine. I don't really mind it. I mean, people have different opinions about it, but I don't really mind it. Works for me. Might not work for other people. That's fine, but like, let's say you didn't want to buy the subscription. There is a total of like 30 like expansion DLCs. That's freaking insane. And that would total up to like so much if you didn't get the subscription. It's actually like insane.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff is also like noob traps. You can get like respec scrolls and stuff, and like you can do that just normally. That's like a noob trap, or like there's a lot of mounts you can get through certain
Well, I
things.
mean, there's a lot of MMOs that do that. I know for sure.
Definitely, but this is
But there's
this is
certain
one of the
MMOs
worst.
that I don't bother too much with that kind of stuff with. Like, you get tired of hearing it, but for instance, like Warframe.
Stuff like that. Yeah,
It makes it easier because, like 90% of the stuff that they have on the market you can get for free. It's
exactly.
not that hard to get plat and everything like that, and there is some like new traps in there as well, but it's not that noticeable yet.
I just feel personally that ESO is
Because
probably
even
the
they encourage
worst.
you to trade to
Yeah,
get platinum, so I mean. But yeah, I know what you're saying about ESO though. It is a bit hectic in there. especially with the store.
And it's not even like
Bruh.
Bethesda that's necessarily doing it. It's freaking ZeniMax or whatever their name is. They're the ones behind all the BS.
What do you mean? It's always been like that for a lot of MMOs. There's always like some other company on the sidelines that are actually doing a lot of those payments and stuff like that. Like even for Warframe, you know, like we had this pack for the heirloom,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, obviously a lot of people were upset because it was a bit too expensive for a lot of people's tastes,
Oh yeah.
including mine. And a lot of people say that this was probably most likely Tencent's idea, because Tencent also works with DE,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I think they're a Chinese company as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the deets, but I do know that they definitely had some words on the high prices for that, at least.
Yeah. Um.
But I mean, who's to say? That's probably the most money I ever spent on an MMO anyway, so.
Bruh.
Whoops. And it sucks too, because some of that money could have gone to better things. Because, like, with that whole new trap thing, it made me feel like I couldn't get these certain things unless I bought it.
Yeah.
Which obviously was not true, and especially with ESO, I can see why, you know, people would fall for certain stuff. And I mean, a lot of the stuff too, you can't even really get unless if you pay for it anyways.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A lot of the stuff, it can be from events too, but that obviously that takes a while to get here. And we just had one in too, so there's that.
Yep. I do like the gameplay though. You can play it in first person or third person just like in Skyrim, you know. I'm comparing it closest to Skyrim because, yeah, I've played Oblivion, but I mean, I just think Skyrim's better.
Ooh, careful what you say there.
Well, you know, I beat Oblivion and I have the right to my opinion. So,
No, there's nothing wrong with Skyrim. I mean, there's obviously there's a lot of things wrong with a lot of Bethesda games because they're always known for the bugs. But at the end of the day, I would probably prefer Skyrim a lot more than Morrowind or Oblivion.
yeah.
Because I know Morrowind and Oblivion are like the two favorites out of the bunch, like the two mains that people talk about all the time. But I mean, for me, I don't know. I always enjoyed watching other people play them, and at some point I want to play them myself too. But I think for now, just stick with ESO and Skyrim.
Yeah.
ESO is probably the closest thing I'll ever get to for right now for it. So I'll just stick with that for now.
I know what you mean. But, like, if I say certain things, like complaints, it could just be because I'm coming from Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff, and, you know, I've kind of been conditioned to need that kind of, like, storytelling, but it's an MMO. You can get it for $5 when it's on sale. It's got a lot of deals. It's good, but, you know, it's not better than Skyrim, but I shouldn't really be comparing it to that. But still a really good game, and what's some other stuff regarding this game that could be bad or good? I really like the way, like, everything just kind of makes sense. It's not really that hard to understand the champion points. It looks overwhelming, but it's not. You just gotta, you know, kind of look around a little bit and figure stuff out. And you can always respec whenever you need to, so there's no worry if you, like, make a bad build. Just, you know, search up a build, maybe, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like with the champion points, though.
Yeah.
No, actually not too confusing. It's just that, honestly, for my complaint with those, though, it would probably be that it's just taking me a little bit to get to something I really want.
Yeah.
Because there's the, let me look at this for a second. Going to champion. Yeah, there's a craft skill line, and all the way up here where there's 3 places where I want to fully get up to, and it's Treasure Hunter, Master Gatherer, and Gifted Rider. But the
Yeah.
amount that you need to get to those are fully complete, at least the Treasure Hunter, which is the one I'm on right now, I need 50 points into that. And right now, I need to spend like 37 points in order to unlock it.
So the points can kind of get a little, chaotic,
And
but
then like the
it's
next
fun.
one, Master Gatherer, I need 15 for each to unlock it. And it's all the way up to max of 75. I
Right.
don't complain about it too much though, because I think of it as more like a passive thing. It just occurs passively. It's nothing like, too insane. Nothing that bothers me too much. It's funny, because like I don't even realize I'm gaining the points until I look at it a little bit later. And I notice I have like 18 points in
Yeah.
something. I'm like, okay, well, I might as well put it in now.
I mean, overall, if you're someone who likes just like always having something to do, you probably realistically wouldn't be able to do everything in this game. And maybe you can, but like it would take a very, very long amount of time. But there's so much stuff, there's so many like storylines, and a lot of them are really good. Some, maybe not as good, but they're not all going to be like 10 out of 10. But the majority of the quest lines I've experienced are very fun, especially the DLC ones, and they get some actors from like shows or movies or other games even. Like it's really good.
Very good, very good.
Very good indeed. There's always people to like find and stuff, and probably when we get into the higher levels we'll do more dungeons and be able to do it with other people.
I don't know. I've been looking at those veteran dungeons. I don't know if I'm pretty sure people still do those.
I'm sure. Well, yeah. The reason we couldn't do like many of the dungeons was we just need to level up to like activate finding certain dungeons. I like some of the guilds too. I haven't done like the Dark Brotherhood or the Thieves Guild and stuff in this game, but like they look fun and they sound fun, and I'm ready to like try them out.
I have.
Like there's so many places to go to. You want to go to the desert, you can go to the desert. You want to go to Vordenfell, you can go to Vordenfell. You want to go to Skyrim, go to Skyrim. You can do anything, whenever, and it's awesome. The weapons are cool. I'm pretty sure you can find like certain legendary weapons that are like unique, which I think is really cool as well. I mean, there's even a mission in the game where you can find like the Wabbajack, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. This game is definitely
Go fetch it
very
for
good.
Shugarath.
And the good of this game definitely outweighs the bad. It's just there's a lot of like minor things that aren't really a big deal.
I played through the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild. I'm not gonna lie, the Thieves Guild was alright, but I feel like it could have done just a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really spoil the ending, but I'm not gonna lie. There were some parts where I was kind of excited to do something, but then it was a bit of a letdown. Because they kind of like skip certain things, and it's just like, okay, everything's over, and it's like, what? Okay. But for the Dark Brotherhood, though, I like it a lot. I mean, I don't mind the Dark Brotherhood and Skyrim, at least what it's portrayed in Skyrim. It makes a lot of sense why it would be portrayed in a certain way like that. But
Yeah.
Dark Brotherhood in ESO is exactly what I would think the the game, what Brotherhood would be. It's
In
exactly what
Skyrim.
I think the Dark Brotherhood would be.
Yeah, like
Well,
just the Dark Brotherhood in general.
yeah, just in general. You know, just cold, malicious, and just, you know, won't blood up. That's what I thought it always was. And it's exactly like that, so.
Oh yeah. And this game's very pretty too. There's a lot of really nice looking area. Well, I mean, when I first got to Oridon, it was like 1 or 2 a.m. and I was just in awe. I thought this place looked so freaking majestic and cool. Because it's just kind of hard to believe that it's like in the same universe as Cyrodiil or, you know, Skyrim. It's really freaking cool.
And again, this is just Tamriel. Don't forget, you can also like teleport to the other dimensions,
Yeah, you can
especially
go.
the dangerous dimensions as well.
You can go outside of Nirn entirely.
Your death will mean nothing to me. You are but a
Because it's not just Tamriel that you can visit.
Oh yeah.
You can visit Molech Ball's place if you wanted to.
Balzag.
may your soul burn.
Dude that's talking right now, acting like he's all cool and whatnot. Bro thinks he's actually somebody.
I know, right? Golden Saint added to costumes. I'm gonna have to look at that in a little bit.
You hit level 20, didn't you?
Yep. I still maybe grab these items. I like that this MMO doesn't really have any like complicated like loot system. You can get good weapons pretty easily. I mean, it depends on your class really, but I've never
I'm
really
still
had
trying
too
to
much
figure
trouble.
out my build. Like, I mean, I've kind of gotten some things straightened out, but I think I'm gonna have to look up some things because, like, my armor and whatnot doesn't really do it for me right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could easily just get something better. Especially with my staff as well. Because I don't feel like I'm dealing enough damage, and that's definitely the reason why I'm having so much trouble in dungeons right now.
Yeah. Really the main points of like the review, I guess, like it's easy to understand MMO. I mean, you know, you might need to search up some things here and there. That's totally fine, you know,
If you don't
but
understand, you're a fool now.
okay. Yeah, definitely. But it's definitely one of the easier MMOs to understand, so if you like just want to play an MMO that's like pretty like way easier to understand than the other ones, go for it. And you know, look up a video if you're confused. They explain stuff pretty well too. Like I've gotten some actual genuine advice from the ESO videos, and there's a lot of quests to do, and a lot of them are really, really good, but it's not like everything about a game is going to be like amazing. So there's a couple, you know,
I
quests,
know
but
the
there's
people can be
many,
nice on
many
this
good
game
quests.
too, if you just ask.
Don't let the toxic community throw you off, because there is nice people, and who knows, you might even have fun like trolling around with the toxic people.
Just like with any other MMO, really.
Yeah,
I mean, I know like with Warframe, it's always considered, you know, there's a lot of people that are toxic and whatnot, but I mean, if you focus on one part of that community, obviously you're not going to get anywhere with those types of people because they're just going to put you down and whatnot.
well, yeah,
But really, honestly, the Warframe community can actually be pretty nice if you just ask.
pretty much. And yeah, easy like way to like it's very easy to get good gear, stuff like that. You know, I haven't gotten any legendaries yet, but I'm sure it's like not too difficult. Crafting systems I don't fully understand yet, but they seem simple enough. I
I haven't even gotten started with those yet.
I haven't
I
either.
should.
Skill points pretty simple. If you mess up, you can always just respec. And yeah, there's a lot of activities to do in this game with friends or whatever, and don't let the microtransactions throw you off, or don't let the champion points throw you off either. But I would say this game's overall really good. I know I probably didn't touch all of the things, but I know enough about this game to say I can at least like review it. I'd say so.
Sure, I would just say just explore for yourself and find out what you like.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really have to like talk about everything because then we'd be here for probably hours.
I mean, to really talk about everything, it's not entirely a review. That would just be like a retrospective. But yeah, overall, haven't done everything, but I know enough to know that this game is very good, and I would recommend it to anyone who's into like MMOs. So yeah,
I give it like an 8 out of 10.
I agree too. It's probably a 7 out of 10 whenever I experience like bad missions, but that's about it. This is a really good game. I would recommend. So yeah, I hope this video was interesting to you. I just like talking about stuff I enjoy. Simple as that. So yeah, I hope whoever watches this has a good day, and yeah, toodles.